Crypto Pio. This is Escape Velocity, and you are watching the NiftyGateway NFT Drop Watch. So we are going to look at tonight's drop, but we're also going to pay attention to what's going on with NiftyGateway specifically at this point, just because there's been some very compelling developments, and we're seeing a lot of things discussed and maybe not seeing as much action as I think a lot of collectors are expecting. So the first thing I want to have us take a look at before we dive into tonight's drop is actually, and I just realized that I wasn't speaking into the mic, so sorry about that. Tonight's drop features 4 days out of the 6 days where we have multiple artists dropping, including 3 yesterday, 3 today, 2 Thursday, and 3 Friday. So one thing that was being discussed by NiftyGateway was the idea of more scarcity, the idea of more attention to individual artists and not a super high volume of drops. Well, we've got 3 days this week that have 3 artists dropping and 1 day that has 2. So I'm a little bit concerned about that part of it, but we'll see how that develops over time. So tonight we got our 3 artists. We have Jam Sutton, Kenny Schachter, and Sam Madhu. So to me, without question, the most interesting artist out of the 3 is Kenny Schachter. If you have any comments on any of the 3 artists, please pop them in the chat. By the way, I'll be happy to talk about them, address them, discuss them, learn from you guys watching too. But I'm going to dive right into Kenny Schachter. So this is Kenny Schachter's second drop on here. And so he is a prominent figure in the art world. So Kenny Schachter is actually a longtime art collector, seller, and creator. And the art that he creates is pretty wild. It's not usually like your traditional art by any means. I'm going to show you a couple pieces from his first drop on NiftyGateway that I think you'll think are pretty wild. Check this out. So right here, we have Kenny Schachter art. This one was one that had a real bull run. Thieves operate in this area about, Christie's. So kind of, poking fun at Christie's, one of the traditional auction houses. Let's just see what the floor is for this right now, because it did have a bull run for sure. It started at 500 and now the floor is 350. So that's really interesting that this thing went to the moon and then it came right back down. That thing was trading at between $2,000 and $3,000 on a regular basis. And now it is at $350. And that should tell you a lot about the NFT market as a whole and what has gone down over the past X number of months. So the pieces of art, we have this, they're all drawings. Hey, Kev. Hey, Screen. What's going on, bro? We've got all drawings here. We got an edition of 50 right here, Eating the Bubble. Caviar Escape edition of 20. Brain Cell Dance edition of 10. Me Bits Pieces edition of 5. So following the current trend, trying to create value by having it be a drawing. Let's take a look here. So 158 entries on 50 total mints at a $250 price point for a well-known art figure. That's a concern. That's a very low number of entries into that drawing. This Caviar Escape 14. So wow, that's pretty crazy. Like at $500, people just weren't interested in getting involved in this. There were 7 mints available. I don't know what's going on with the other 13. That's like a big question. I'm seeing this in a lot of these drops. It's not that smart, I think, for the artist to reserve so many, to not like collectors that are actually going to buy right now on the primary market. So that's definitely something I would keep an eye on. Sorry, just plugging in my laptop here. So yeah, that's something to look at. That's without question something to look at. So if I go back, Brain Cell Dance, 6 out of 10 remaining. Yes, 6 entries. So these basically were sold as open editions because the high price point, or the relatively high price point. Okay, so see, this one had 41 entries, even though it's $1,500. I think one of the main reasons is because it's an edition of 5 and there aren't any, out in the ether, so to speak. It's not like 5 out of 10 remaining. It's just 5. There's 5 of them. And then the fact that it features Me Bits, which is a top 5 NFT project right now, is definitely a good feature. I wonder how this kind of works from a copyright perspective. So that's something to pay attention to. Then we've got 3 drawings here. 65 out of 66 remaining at 99 bucks. Look at that, 34.50 entries. So you have 99 bucks. You have 65 out of 66 remaining. That's going to bring out the boys, and 34.50 entries is definitely solid. That makes me jazzed up about the NFT market right there. It just shows that we're far from dead. We're just making adjustments, right? 0 out of 33 remaining, 964 entries. So I'm assuming it was 33 total, 500 bucks. So, hey, Sam Madhu, he's got like some hype. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so this is going at 6,666 right now. That's pretty sweet. So Kevin said Aphoria and a couple other artists are having some drops this week. Hey, we'll see. If they're cheap, we'll pick them up. 666 bucks. 596 entries. So all in all, Sam Madhu's drop, of course, the artwork won't load when I pull it up, but Sam Madhu's drawings right there are pretty sweet. So we have packs from Jam Sutton right here. And there's an equal probability for each one. It's $800 a pack. And there were 90 and only 32 people entered. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. The pack model has not been killing it recently. It hasn't been something that has been performing well by any means. I don't think that that's a surprise one bit. And let's just see this. Yeah, I don't know why my webcam is malfunctioning, and I'm going to have to get back to that and figure it out. Is that any better? Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. All right. So Jam Sutton right here. Thanks for that tip, Kevin, by the way. Jam Sutton right here, Night Walks. We've got 888. So, yeah, he's got a couple of auctions. All right. Well, no open editions tonight. Just the pack from Jam Sutton, which is probably not the best performing structure for a drop. So that, we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, I mean, let's look at the market as a whole, right? We got a Bitcoin Angel selling at 1,500 bucks. That's not the end of the world. We have a pack cube at 2,350. What an amazing investment pack cubes turned out to be, especially if you bought them on the first day. I see Faces is still, being sold left and right. We've got Genesis selling below drop. Karma Chameleon basically cut in half. Let's see if I got any of the stuff. I put in some open editions yesterday. Let's see if I got anything. Nothing. I put some really low ball open editions out there. Too bad. We'll pay attention. We'll see if we can get them. Yeah, so tonight's drop's not that eventful. I mean, Kenny Schachter, I think, is an interesting artist, but his drawings just perform so poorly. Let's take a look real quick at last night's drop and just figure out how it's performing. I saw this sold for $400, so that's great. It's $500 drop and selling for $400 the next day. Let's see. Pop it back by one. NiftyGateway moving so fast for me. It's going to be a very complex thing to follow to see what projects do what, right? Because Meebits lit the world on fire. Bored Ape Yacht Club did really well. CryptoPunks is being auctioned by Christie's right now. And the number one NFT project of the past week was actually Gary V. Gary V's V Friends generated 31 million bucks. So it definitely has performed well. I'm very impressed with the haul that Gary V brought in for that. This is just completely frozen. I can't deal with NiftyGateway right now. So let's just look at the performance. Here we go of Anthony. How we doing with Bitworld? 400 bucks a drop. 51 editions were minted. What's the floor? 450. So it actually technically is appreciating, it seems, by a very, very, very narrow margin. It's hard to tell what open editions are going to, have any sort of like appreciation rate these days. It's tough. So let's do something fun. We're going to throw in some open editions. We're going to make it interesting tonight because It just quite frankly hasn't been that interesting to me. Like the pack, there was no open edition for us to follow, no predictions for me to make, just us kind of observing that the drawings were really like not something that people were paying attention to. This is Franchise Carousel, which is featuring Travis Scott by Rhymes Like Dimes. I'm a big fan of Rhymes Like Dimes. I'm going to put in a global offer on this at $110. I'm going to really low ball and see if I can scoop hands for $110. So I just put that out there. I'd bet money that that's going to get picked up. Let's see. Ready? I'm going to try to scoop X copy. Let's see the floor on X copy. I didn't know X copy had so many pieces. Wow, X copy is just straight up blue chip. Look at the floor on this. Wow. He is no joke. All right. Well, we're not going to put any offers in on any X copy. So check it out. I'm going to continue to do these drop watches every day. Even if the drops aren't that interesting, I want to share just any up-to-date information I have on the NFT market. Please, like and subscribe and comment on this channel. I really, really appreciate it. I also really appreciate engagement during the live streams, and you guys are so great about that. So that's awesome. The other thing is please follow and pay attention to Nifty Culture. That's NFT Culture. I'm a daily contributor there. Those are my partners in crime, and we're building a pretty special platform over there too. So just take a look at that. Follow at NFT Culture on Twitter. We do artist interviews. I did one there this morning. And yeah, thanks so much for the support. Keep watching.